See, there are different bases of data classification. On what basis you will classify the data? First is the qualitative base, second is the quantitative base, third is geographical, and lastly the chronological, also called the temporal base. What is the qualitative base? Qualitative means based on some quality, there is attribute, we will classify the data. For example, you are having lot of data. So, based on sex, religion or status, you classify the data. For example, you are having lot of population, right? Out of that, you have selected the only Hindu population. That is what, based on religion, you have classified it is the qualitative base. Next is the quantitative base, means what? If data is classified based on some quantitative characteristic. For example, if you are having lot of data of population, out of that you have selected only the people which is having the income more than 50,000. That is what, based on income you have classified the data, which is the number, right? So, it is called as the quantitative base. Next is the geographical base, means for example, say data is classified based on some region or the location, for example city, country or the state. So, for example, we are having the population of India. So, out of that we only select the population of state Kerala. That means we have classified based on some area, that is geography. Chronological or temporal means simply we will classify or arrange the data as per the occurrence of the time series, or is also called the time series data based on time. For example, we are having lot of data, so we will classify the data, or we are having the population, we will only take the population which are born after 1990. That is what, simply we will involve here time. So, when time is involved, we call it as the chronological or temporal base. Further, we can classify the data into three categories: one-way classification, two-way classification, and multi-way classification. These are the classification type. So, what is one-way classification? Here we will classify the data based on the single characteristic. That is why it is called as the one-way classification. For example, we are having population. So, we will only take the population of Hindu. That is what, that is called as the one-way population, one-way classification. Second is two-way classification. Here data is classified into basis of two characteristics. For example, if we are having population, so we will take how many are there Hindu, right, which are having income more than 50,000. So, two characteristics we have applied here. And thirdly, the multi-way classification. So, the data is classified based on more than two characteristics, right. So, for example, we are having the population like a Hindu, we will classify what are the Hindu which are having more than income 50,000 and which are male. So, we apply here the more than two characteristics, right. So, more than two filter we apply here. So, only one filter one way, two filter two way, and more than two filter we will call this the multi-way classification. So, friends, we are having Android application. You can download the application Bankers on SEBI for the full courses. This is our WhatsApp helpline number.